So AEW this past Tuesday suffered the worst rating in AEW Dynamite history as they hit the 329,000K mark. After trying to go head to head with NXT, I'm going to break down the 329,000 dilemma. I'm going to explain it. I'm going to tell you why AEW suffered the biggest rating loss to NXT this week. We're going to be talking about that and much more on the Chokeslam Wrestling Report. Let's get this. Welcome to another episode of the Chokeslam Wrestling Report, episode 215. And today's topic, we are going to be talking about what happened to AEW Dynamite this week. Again, I say that TK, Tony Khan, does not learn from his mistake. When I heard that they were doing another Title Tuesday this past week, the first thing I said to myself, is he high? Is something wrong with this man? You know what I'm saying? Because, I had to even question the move that he was doing. I'm like, why are you going head to head with NXT again? Now, mind you, I am one of the biggest AEW defenders here in the podcast world, but this time I cannot defend anything that this man is doing right now with AEW. Now, I was talking to one of my friends, Mike, and me and him were discussing this. He said, you notice that since Cody Rhodes left AEW, it has not been the same. Not CM Punk. When Cody Rhodes left. Because remember, when AEW started, it was supposed to be Hangman Page, Kenny Omega, the Young Bucks, and Cody Rhodes. Those were the guys who were in charge of creative. But then Tony Khan stuck his nose in there, being that he is the owner of the company, started putting in his little, mark, as far as being a wrestling mark and want to see this and want to see that. Now, like I said, since 2019, they have had great pay-per-views. But for you to go and do your go-home show on a Tuesday, and bull with this Title Tuesday bull crap again, failed miserable. It fell short. Now this year he did something different. He went and started AEW Dynamite from Seattle. Okay, I don't know if it was pre-recorded or not, but he started off on the second hour of NXT. NXT starts at 8. He started at 9. But instead of him putting a banger match, he put Commander versus Hologram. I don't know what's the story with this Hologram dude, because he does not entertain me at all. I'm tired of seeing these flip-flopper from Mexico, blah, blah, blah. If I want to watch that, I'll watch AAA Wrestling or I'll watch CMML. But this Hologram dude to go in there against Commander, the match wasn't bad. But you're starting off the show with that. And as I watched the Dynamite this week, I'm looking and I'm seeing a lot of stupid things and whatnot. The one thing I noticed also, Lance Archer. Lance Archer has been there for the last 4 years. I'm just going to break it down, the mistakes that Tony Khan continues to do. Lance Archer has been with AEW for the last 4 years. When he came in, I was happy. Now, mind you, the Lance Archer, I've been following him since it was TNA. But when he went to Japan, he transformed his whole wrestling thing. Because him and David Boy Smith were IWGP Tag Team Champions on numerous times and have fused with Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows in Japan. And Lance Archer transformed his whole wrestling career in Japan. And he was a monster over there. He had great matches in the G1 at 2019. Okay. Had a classic matches with Will Ospreay. But then he comes to AEW, and he, to me, honestly, when they did the TNT tournament, he was supposed to win it, not Cody Rhodes. And they gave it to Cody Rhodes. And ever since that, he's been lost in the shuffle. He has not done anything. He has joined factions. I think he joined Jake the Snake Roberts. But what Jake the Snake Roberts has done? Nothing. Jake the Snake Roberts, his mouthpiece, but Jake the Snake Roberts right now, his health wise is not that great. I saw a video going around of him doing signings and with oxygen masks. So what they do this week, they go and they switch Lance Archer now to be part of the Don Callis family. And then Don Callis, who has been courting Rouge for the last couple of weeks, now all of a sudden Rouge has La Facción Ingobernable once again and whatnot back in AEW with his brother and Beast Mortal. And now they are part of the Facción again. And now they added Jake the Snake Roberts to be part of that. It does not make no sense. Okay. This is what Tony Khan is doing. He's just throwing shit on the walls and seeing if it sticks. Okay. And like I said, I usually don't hate AEW like this, but this is getting tiring. It's getting tiring. Sometimes I don't even want to watch AEW because it's just tiring and whatnot. The Undisputed Kingdom last year, when the whole MJF and Adam Cole situation and Adam Cole being revealed as the devil, where has that gone? Nothing. The Undisputed Kingdom has not done anything. With a set where Roderick Strong has been the strongest guy in the whole group, had won the international title, has been having some classic matches, and that's it. Because the Kingdom, Taven and Bennett, they're great tag teams, but they were walking around with the Ring of Honor tag team champions for months. But they haven't been the same. They look like jobbers. You know what I'm saying? The tag team division, speaking about that also, the tag team division has not been great either. Tag team division has depleted compared to what I was 5 years ago. Okay? And it's going to get me more depleted. Especially with all these things, it's like a black cloud hovers over AEW. Because now everybody's all pissed off. The fact that Tony Khan went and extended Ray Phoenix contract, and people are mad. But according to some reports around, I don't know if it's facts or not, but according to some reports saying that Ray Phoenix and Penta blocked AEW Tony Khan, and we're doing business with WWE, and they went around, which is true because Penta was bragging how he can't wait that WWE was doing already merchandise for them. How are you doing merchandise with them when you still under contract with AEW? So there's always some bullcrap when it comes to AEW. And Tony Khan, and the thing that pisses me off about Tony Khan too, he don't stick with storylines, okay? He don't learn from his mistakes. And then when he goes out of his way, instead of putting his top wrestlers to promote AEW, no, he doesn't do that. The only one person right now that I've seen that is promoting AEW hard is Swerve Strickland and Mercedes Moné. But other than that, it's always Tony Khan talking crap, talking about the TV deal. Okay, you got your TV deal now. Now what? This is what you do. You get the TV deal 1 week, and the following week you hit a 329,000, and then the Title Tuesday situation. Now, last year I was pissed off because it's like, I felt like WWE kind of threw everybody and their mother on the NXT brand. They brought in Cody Rhodes, they brought in Undertaker, and NXT ended up winning. All right, now a year later, NXT I think is going to continue beating Dynamite every week for the simple fact that NXT is now NCW, broader audience. You know what I'm saying? It's a free channel. People don't have to pay to see Channel 11 and here in New York or CW. Meanwhile, AEW decided to stay in TNT and TBS. And what happened this week? First of all, they got the baseball playoffs. I will know because I'm a Yankee fan and my Yankees are playing right now. Okay. And that's what they did on Tuesday night. the Yankees didn't play. I think the Yankees didn't play on Tuesday, but other teams play. The Dodgers, I think Philadelphia and the Mets, and that took audience away from AEW and whatnot. Okay. Meanwhile, there's no interruption in CW because CW is like 8 o'clock. NXT starting. Okay, and that's what happened. That's exactly what happened. So this year was different. AEW decided to supposedly to learn from last year. Last year, they went head on against NXT and lost. And I went defending them on that. I say, oh, that's messed up because WWE kind of cheated. They brought the nostalgia. They brought the main roster guys, whatever. This year, I think they only had Randy Orton in there, Bianca Belair and Jay Cargill and Jey Uso. That's it. I mean, as great as to see all this thing, I mean, it looked like some Black History Month type thing because that's what we saw there. But anyway, not trying to be racist or nothing, but they had those people in there. Okay, and why not? And it's more, and it's funny because Swerve Strickland said something about diversity. And Triple H has been getting hit with that diversity thing. And what they did this week, they brought everybody, Samoan, blacks, everybody in NXT. That's what they did. That was the answer Triple H was given after he was asked that question at the Bad Blood in the press conference. But I digress. Anyway, the whole point was that they had those were the main roster people. You had Bianca Belair, Jay Cargill, the WWE Tag Team Champions. You had Jey Uso, the Intercontinental Champion. You had Trick Williams, whatever his name is, the NXT Champion, and whatnot. And I think the North American Champion, Women's Champion. I don't know her name, but don't care. But that's what they did. Okay, and then they had Randy Orton in a match with whatever the kid is called. They botched the botch of the year, I call it. That's it. And that wasn't something for me to say, oh, they cheated. No, it wasn't something they were gonna, what's gonna stop AEW from competing. No, what did AEW do? They fucking, and I'm getting mad because they started a fucking AEW Dynamite with Commander and Hologram. What is it with this hologram, dude? Is it because you just made a deal in Mexico, so you need to put this clown there? Okay, because hologram does not entertain me at all. No, again, the match was good, but hologram and Commander? What are you thinking? Okay, and they only had one title match. It was supposed to be Title Tuesday. So as you see all the mistakes Tony Khan keeps doing, and he walks around, he's trying to be WWE, or he's trying to beat WWE. You're not going to beat WWE. You're not going to ever. Right now, in the next 5 years, you're not going to beat WWE. Unless something bad happens to WWE. WWE right now is hot. Okay? Even though they milk the freaking feuds and matches, and now they're going to blade now and all this bullshit. And then, now they're trying to throw this about, this diversity thing with the black thing. And, Booker T, of course, he's going to defend WWE because he's an ass kisser. And, he was the first one who got violated in a promo in 2003. But, he's going to kiss ass. So he's not going to say nothing about WWE. But the point is, he started the second hour thinking that he's going to be competition with NXT. And it failed miserably for the second year in a row. This one was worse than last year. Last year, NXT won it by 100,000 views. This time, NXT beat them for over 500,000. They got an 839, something like that. The views were dropped, but not by much. But they're getting the 800,000 mark. That's AEW. That was AEW's mark 2 years ago. They're not even getting that. They haven't hit 1 million this year. Okay. This thing with now, it's like every time I turn around, you see Chris Jericho around. Why is Chris Jericho still on TV? That guy, now he wants to feud with Mark Briscoe. And then I read something that he said, oh, he wants to elevate Mark Briscoe. You don't need to elevate anybody. Mark Briscoe is Mark Briscoe. Okay. There's some people that have spoken to me, oh, I'm not big on Mark Briscoe, whatever. You got issues. He got mad issues. He's not. Oh, he's not the. He's not a main eventer. He's the Ring of Honor World Champion. We talking about he's not a main eventer. There's a difference. It's a difference when it comes for you to be saying that he's not a main eventer, but he's a Ring of Honor World Champion. And you might say the Ring of Honor World title don't mean nothing, but to me, it still does. It's the world title. Athena holds her women's Ring of Honor World Champion. She's the longest champion in Ring of Honor history right now. But besides that, Tony Khan continues to make mistakes after mistake constantly. And it's like he doesn't learn. And right now, that 329,000 is TNA 2009. Yes, probably 2009, 2010. Those are the numbers. It's getting worse. Okay. And Tony Khan needs help. He needs to back the F up. Okay. And let people work. You're over here trying to make favors. You gave fucking Dustin Rhodes the 6-man and the Ring of Honor Tag Team Champions, and Von Erichs and Sammy Guevara. You're doing favors. You're not supposed to be doing no favors. You're supposed to be doing what's best for business. Okay? You're doing all these. Cody Rhodes got the world title. Let me give his brother this. Really? The Von Erichs and Dustin Rhodes. I mean, he still can wrestle, but still, this is what you're doing. You're killing the young talent of Ring of Honor for even getting these. And the 6-man tag team title, they were unified. How the hell they ended up being split again? The Bang Bang Gang had all the belts. That's another thing. The Bang Bang Gang now are tweeners. If you don't know what tweener is 1 minute they're fan favorites, 1 minute they're heel. And you can't make up their mind. And Jay White is best when he's a heel, they're doing a tweener again. Just nonsense. So it's constantly mistakes. First of all, it's funny how a couple of NXT, when they plunged to 400 or 500,000 a couple of months ago, I got on their ass. And I'm going to do the same thing to AEW because they deserve it. Tony Khan continued to make the same mistakes. Okay? And it's funny is that people were like, oh, but it's the Young Bucks' fault. It's the Young Bucks' fault. The Young Bucks ain't got nothing to do with that. Okay? The Young Bucks are going to wrestle, and I'm sure they probably give their insides or whatever they want, they give their thoughts on it, Kenny Omega. But the buck starts with Tony Khan. He is the one that approves everything. Okay? Everything. So it's not something that, it's that he sits down and listens, because apparently he doesn't listen. You know what I'm saying? The one good thing about that happened in AEW was the fact that Daniel Garcia, his contract got extended, and he's going to stay in AEW for years. So, again, the stupid marks and the AEW haters were talking about that Danny Garcia was not going to sign with AEW, and he's coming to WWE. Take that one, stick it up where, because I'm tired of these people thinking they know everything. They know all the work behind this and this and that. Let the shit marinate first, and then you could, do whatever you want to do. You know what I'm saying? So he signed and whatnot. Cody Customer says hopefully you'll see different people stepping up with the new AEW TV deal. But again, there's a lot of wrestlers in there, but he's not using them. You know what I'm saying? Private Party's still around. Now they're pushing Private Party again. I don't know why. They haven't changed their way to wrestle. They haven't changed anything, And Jake Roberts, he talked about the potential return of the AEW TV, which we saw this week, and says Lance Archer hasn't been used to its full potential. I mean, I just told you right now. I don't even have to say anything. But there was something that, again, Tony Khan is not a bright dude. Let me tell you that. He said Tony Khan said he'll be interested in bringing back War of the Worlds concept for AEW, Ring of Honor, and New Japan. First of all, what is the point of bringing War of the Worlds when you have Forbidden Door? Does that make any sense? War of the Worlds was a pay-per-view that Ring of Honor used to do. We had New Japan, CMML, different people, different promotion. And that's what they used to do. I remember they used to have Ring of Honor Global Wars back in 2015, 2016, and then they had the War of the Worlds. I used to love that because they used to have New Japan wrestlers come in and they used to wrestle CMML, etc., etc. What is the point of trying to bring Ring of Honor's War of the World when you got Forbidden Door? Come on. Unless you bring in Red Pro and DDT into the mix, then. But even that, you know what I'm saying? If you're going to do that, leave it in Ring of Honor. Don't bring it to AEW. Don't. For what? If you bring it in AEW, what's the point of Forbidden Door? It makes no sense. You see what I'm talking about? I'm sure in my last 20 minutes of me ranting and raving, you notice that I make good points. I make good points. You know what I'm saying? Actually, not good, great points, because Tony Khan always, he just want to be on TV, he wants to be in the camera, he wants all the attention to him like he's the one doing everything. No. You know what I'm saying? No, you're not. You're messing up. And I hope you learn from this. 329,000 people just look, and I can make excuses because the playoffs were on. Hockey started that same night. The season for hockey started the same night. Stop. It has nothing to do with that. He started a damn show with Hologram and Commander. And I'm looking at the card for Wrestle Dream, and I've noticed that Beast Mortal is going to wrestle Hologram. Why is Hologram even on Wrestle Dream? Why? It's ridiculous. He's doing stupid shit. And the more he keeps doing that, the less interest I watch. I don't even watch Collision on Saturdays anymore. I don't even watch Rampage. There's no need. I'll check it out. There's one match that I want to really see. It's worthless. It's worthless. So that is it for me today, guys. For me ranting and raving here. I had to let my anger out because it's just stupidity that people do. In reality, this is a dumbest thing that Tony Khan did. I heard that he was going to do this again. I'm like, you did not learn from last year. You lost last year. If you lose and it didn't work, why would you try to do it again? But then you're trying to do it at the second hour when NXT finally had better matches compared to what you started opening up with Commander and Hologram. Dumbest shit I ever seen. So anyway, guys, if you want to follow me on, social media, you could follow me on Instagram, the X, Facebook, and of course, subscribe to the YouTube channel, guys. Again, this is episode 215. Let me know what you think about what I just explained. My 329,000 dilemma explained for all you wrestling fans and all that. Let me know what you think. Leave me your comments down below and whatnot. Again, check my media platforms, Facebook, the X, Instagram, YouTube. Subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell for new uploads. We're trying to get to 400, guys, 400 subscribers, and even more. We could go for 500. Share this with your friends. Let everybody know what's going on. Also, check out the podcast store. We got t-shirts, hats, and hoodies. Go to tcwr.veryinkpressive.com. That's tcwr.veryinkpressive.com and whatnot. And you get all your hoodies, your shirts, and all that. Also, we're available on TikTok. So check out the Chokeslam Wrestling, and you get to see all the little clips that I have there. And when I support the podcast, support everything I do. So until then, guys, again, you think anything is different, you think that he should do something different, let us know. Leave your comments below and we'll respond back. Until then, guys, I'll see you guys next week with more of the Chokeslam Wrestling Report.